Although marriage is something that binds two parties together, yeah, but you don't necessarily need that to form a family that has love and support for one another.
Family is important, marriage is not. You can have marriage, but it's not really important.
Family are actually better through marriage. So that's what makes marriage important.
It is marriage, then family.
Family is not just about a relation that's related by blood.
As much as you can have a family with marriage, you can also have a family without marriage.
Yes, I think I agree with the portion that says family is important and marriage is not.
As much as you can have a family with marriage, you can also have a family without marriage. You don't need a binding document to be family with people. Family is built on love, care, support, mutual understanding. So I don't believe marriage is more important. Family is more important than marriage.
Okay, thank you very much for that beautiful question. As a Christian, I want to come from the angle of biblical angle, understand? But the truth is, we can't have a family without marriage. Genesis 2, verse number 24 told us that a man shall leave his father and mother, and they shall come together and become one flesh. Understand? So, first, a man is leaving his father and mother that were jointed by marriage to produce the new man that is also leaving his father and mother to go and form another new family. So now, marriage is the foundation of the family. I understand there are schools of thought that say you can form family without marriage. Understand? But as a Christian, from Christian perspective, understand? Even look at it from the beginning. Adam, Eve, Esau, Abel, Cain and Abel. Understand? So there was a marriage first. God created marriage, the first marriage first later, which produced Abel, Cain and Abel. Understand? So you see the genealogy. So it's in that order. From a marriage first, the family list, the commitment, responsibility, covenant, understand? Because true, except maybe you want to discuss outside of godly concept. If it's within God's context, it is marriage, then family.
I think I'll see that as a cliche because life has evolved past that traditional philosophy that says marriage is important. For me, my personal opinion about that is family is more important than marriage. But I would not say marriage is not important. Marriage is important, but family is more important than marriage. I said marriage is important because family are actually better through marriage. So that's what makes marriage important. But looking at it, the other way around, family is important, because the family unit consists of support emotionally, spiritually, and practically. So family actually impacts values on you because in marriage, you are the one giving out values to your spouse and secondly to your children. So family is more important than marriage.
That's not true. Without marriage, how do you get a family? From the beginning, when God created man, he gave him a wife to start a union. And marriage is ordained by God. So how can you say family is important? Marriage is not important. Although we have scenarios where people get to meet each other and then the guy gets to pregnant the girl and then they move in without paying the bride price of the girl or doing any writing on her head. That's not true. Marriage is as important as family because it is where two come together when they are agreed. That's where you now form a family.
Well, I think that it depends on your definition of family. A family to me is a group of people that have the same values. So you don't for me you don't have to be related to be a family. And the basis of a family doesn't have to be marriage. It has to depend on same values. Some people can be married and have children and have extended, but they are not an actual family. So to me, marriage is not. I mean, you can have it in a family, but it's not a prerequisite for you to have a bond. family, it depends on the value and not just marriage. Okay, what I'm getting at is that family is important, marriage is not. You can have marriage, but it's not really important. But family, yes, that is what's important. And that's when you have the same values with the people you relate with.
Okay, to me, I think both are important because we can actually have a family without us being married, except you want to have your children out of wedlock, which biblically I don't support, and me personally, I don't support that. Then, in terms of family, family is also important. But we must understand that family is not just about our relation that's related by blood. You understand? Like your brothers in church, our devils, can also be a family to us. Even scripture says that there's a friend that sticks more than a brother. You understand? In terms of challenges and all that. So you can get support from your friends. So thank you.
Okay, first of all, you need to understand what family is and what marriage is. Family is made up of people that help to build support. Well, it gives identity and also have to trust and value towards maybe your siblings, with your parents, and the likes. Then marriage is what actually leads to the build-up of a family. Without marriage, there cannot be a family. But nowadays, shall we see where people are able to come up with, or rather, are able to raise a family without being married, like a partnership, or that. When two people are joined together, they are able to understand sometimes share the same ideas or values that can actually make the family prosper.
I've been going through that process of marriage before starting a family is very, very important to me. First of all, according to my own belief, I prefer going through the normal procedure, that is going through the holy matrimony, because I cannot start a family outside of wedlock. It's out of my belief. It's not something I genuinely believe in. So I think before you start a family, before you can even call it a family, you need to go through that process. If it's either a court marriage or the white wedding which you go to church in, it has to be done before starting a family, before I can call it a family. I think it's not really right. Reason because I know a friend that had kids with different women, three of them, and he does not stay with them. And most times when the children in the house are sick, there's no way he can relate because he's not there. I don't know he's there in the house, he will know, okay, this is how the family is feeling or is feeding. Most times when they even ask for school fees, he's not there because maybe the time they responding to woman A, the other one needs his attention. There has to be support and you just have to stick to one. Still give birth, do it together, like cooperate together, see what's going on in your family, see what's going on between the children, and still also give your advice to the children.
Okay, family is important, marriage is not. Now, in the context of family, family can be of areas, can be in any context. They can be family between castmates, they can be family between friends. Yeah, marriage. If you need, you don't necessarily need a marriage to form a family because family is like a owned support between group of people. Does not necessarily have to be by blood, right? So then the content of marriage, although marriage is something that binds two parties together, yeah, but you don't necessarily need that to form a family that has love and support for one another.